Hey, what's up, my fellow YouTubers out there in YouTube land? It is your boy Toddy Walnuts with an impromptu video. I want to show you guys a few things that I picked up from SRS Cinema, and I want to let you know about their sale that's going on right now. I have 28 titles that they sent to me that I just got today. I have another box coming with approximately 30 more titles. And these are I think these are all DVDs. I think I picked up one Blu-ray in the next box, like another 29 DVDs. Really big sale that they're having, and I'm joined by the beautiful girls, Miss Hannah, Miss Heidi. So stick around and let's take a look. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but I thought, why not? Let's get something on the channel and let you guys know that I'm still alive out here. Let's check these out. Okay, so I opened the box. I didn't really, well, I know what I got. Obviously, I ordered these, but I was hoping that they had an itemized sales sheet in here so I can show you guys exactly what I paid for these. Because I have 28 titles here, and it was about $104 shipped. I thought that was amazing. That's a great deal. I will leave the link down below. They're having a huge blowout sale. They're trying to get rid of a lot of their DVDs. There are some Blu-rays that are available. So I'm just gonna pull the way that they shipped it to me. These are in no particular order, but I'm just gonna kind of pull here and we'll go show you guys what I picked up from SRS Cinema, Sub Rosa Studios. Owner and proprietor is Ron Bonk. I've been a fan of his for a long time. I've been ordering movies from him for a long time. So when he told me that he was having a sale, I had to splurge a little bit and pick up some of these titles. Just so you know, most of these, if not all of these, are shot on video. So you want to know what you're getting into before you place a big order. Most of these are low budget, shot on video movies on DVD. First one here is called Hell's Bells. Sell your soul for rock and roll. Most of these I know nothing about. Some of these I also do have on Blu-ray, but I wanted to pick them up on DVD. They were so cheap. Some of these were $2. I think the most I spent on one particular title in this box was $4.95. So they were like $1.95 up to $4.95. In the second box, which I'll show in a different video, it's not here yet, I think I picked up some of the higher priced titles, which was only like $7.95 was the highest title. So I picked up quite a few movies in that second batch too. So you can see, you know, shot on video, low budget. You can see some of the low makeup, and these movies have a charm to me. I like a lot of these shot on video movies. This was also in conjunction with MVD Visual. This is the unrated edition of the movie. It is looks like it's region free, but it does say NTSC, which is North American for US and Canada. But that's kind of throwing me off because usually region 0 means region free, but NTSC is North American. So don't quote me on it being region free. And this movie came out in, let's see if it has a year. I'm not seeing one. Yeah, I don't see a year for this one. But as the first one, Hell's Bells, if nothing else, it's a great cover. Next one here is called Night, the Final Cut. And this was part of their retro line. And they had a line of DVDs that was made to look like VHS rental tapes. And you can see that it's got the faded horror sticker on there, and it's got the colorful bars that they used to use on some of the VHS tapes, and there's a Be Kind Rewind sticker there. This one came out in 2021, but it looks like from the shocking bonus features, the screen tests from 1999, which was 25 years ago. And I believe this was just recently released in 2021, a couple years ago now, by SRS Home Video. I like that little retro logo there that they have in the corner. They always put a lot of high quality into their releases. I think this is more of like an inner city action movie rather than a horror movie. The next one here, you guys may know this title. This one's been around for a while. I have this on VHS and Blu-ray. Now I have the DVD. This is called Little Cory Gory. That is a pretty disturbing cover. You can see that he has a female tied to the couch, and he's got some kind of an appendage in his grinder. This movie came out in 1993. And you can see this is pretty gory, just like the title says. I have this on Blu-ray, and I think this is a pretty decent movie. I enjoyed it. Next one here, I know I have this on VHS. I don't think I had it on Blu-ray, and I know for sure I didn't have it on DVD. So I grabbed Night of the Zodiac. Again, it's that retro style VHS type packaging with that little horror sticker there. And the SRS Home Video. I really like that logo. I think that's great. And this one came out in 2022. This is in 720p. Obviously, it's a DVD, but the Blu-ray looks really good. If you're a quality snob, I am to an extent, but some of these older shot-on-video movies or some of these horror movies, to me, they don't necessarily need to be squeaky clean, cleaned up completely. There's a little bit of charm to some of the defects that some of these lower quality movies have. But if you do like quality, you can get the Blu-ray of this, and it looks just fine. It does have some bonus features there. Commentary, gore, score, seance, Tim Ritter interview. You can see some of the still frames there. So go over to SRS Cinema. Like I said, I'll leave the link down below, and grow your collection a little bit and know that you're helping a fellow movie fanatic in the process. Some of these smaller companies, it's important to show support to these guys. Next one is called The Shroud. This one is called SRS Cinema Extreme and Unrated, and they're calling this this is the Nightmare Fuel line that they have. There's a few titles in this line. That cover looks amazing. And I'm sure that this is a case of where the cover looks, or the cover's better than the movie. It's gotta be, because that's pretty amazing right there. But you never know. I mean, some of these movies will shock you. You go into it thinking it's not gonna be that great, and it ends up surprising you. And it says this one is in Italian with English subtitles, and it came out in 2022. Some Italian gore shot on video, unrated. Shows bloopers, music videos, and trailers. The Shroud. The next one is called Strawberry Estates, and again you can see that it's the retro line. This one I didn't know anything about, but judging a book by its cover, it looks pretty good. I do love slasher movies. This looks like it's a slasher, so I picked it up. And if any of you have seen any of these movies and you want to leave a little comment below without any spoilers, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know which ones I need to watch sooner than later. So this is a 1999 full-length feature, and then there's also a previously unreleased 1997 original short. I like it when they do stuff like that. And there again, you can see some of the still frames here. It says the tape is intended for FBI officials only. Possession of non-authorized personnel is prohibited. Strawberry Estates for authorized eyes only. So they're making it kind of like it's a police tape, like it's evidence or something like that. Kind of add to the spookiness and the lore of the movie, I guess. Next one is called Savage Vows. I was looking and hoping that they had an itemized bill in here. Or not a bill, but a packing list, and I don't see one because I wanted to tell you guys how much I paid for each title, and I don't remember offhand. I know I kept the receipt in my email, so maybe at the end I'll go through the receipt with you guys and let you know what I paid for each title if you're curious about that. Or you can just simply go to their website and look for yourself if you want to. This one's called Savage Vows. It's another great cover. And there's some of the still frames. It looks like there's a guy in a hockey mask with a chainsaw. Some blood and gore for you. This one came out in 2022. A group of friends come together to support a man who has just lost his wife. After the funeral, the group decides to stay at the widower's house for a long weekend. However, geez, man, it was a long day today, but I should still be able to read, right? A black-gloved killer is stalking the property and knocking off the friends one by one. To me, that sounds like a pretty entertaining movie. I'm going to pause it here for a minute, get something to drink. Be right back. The next one here is called Silent but Deadly. And I don't remember if I bought this on VHS. I think I did. But I don't think I had it on Blu-ray, and I know I didn't have it on DVD, so I picked it up. It was a couple bucks. Great artwork. Kind of a silly name, silly title, but I guess you got to know what you're getting into, right? It's a killer mime, and they're trying to play off of a passing gas, silent but deadly. A killer mime is on the loose, taking out a troop of teen tropes. And this one came out in 2016. 51 minutes, very short movie. But then again, it's called Silent but Deadly. I couldn't imagine that being any longer than 51 minutes. And that's probably a little bit too long. Next one is called The Hidden. I don't know anything about this one. I like the way it looks. And, you know, judging by all the prices of these, it's not a gamble to pick up a movie that you don't know about. If a movie's anywhere from $2 to $4 or $5, if you buy it and it's a dud, it's not that big of a deal. It's worth the gamble, in my opinion. A mysterious beast that lives in the storm drains beneath the city begins to hunt and feed on a drug cartel. This one came out in 2019. It also has the original ultra rare shot on video movie trailer and bonus trailers. So apparently this movie was pretty rare. I think I have this one already. I'm pretty sure I do. but it was only $2 and I grabbed it anyway. And this is a kind of a triple bill. You get, one of the features is called Horror Effects, hosted by Tom Savini. And then you have another feature called Monster Makeup it was hosted by Dick Smith. And then you have a third title, and it's a 25th anniversary look back at Night of the Living Dead called Zombie Jamboree. It's kind of a documentary about Night of the Living Dead. This is awesome, and even if I have two of them, I don't care. For $2, I was more than willing to pick this one up. You get 3 movies for $2. Come on, that's pretty awesome. This came out in 2021. I think it came out before that. It says 2021 at the bottom, but I think I've had this for about like 10 or 15 years already. So I'm gonna have to see if I can dig that out. I must have this might be a different packaging that they released in 21, but I'm pretty sure I had this like 15 years ago. Next one is kind of a throwback to like the 80s low budget action, some of the Italian action movies from the 80s. This one's called Homicycle. You can see there that there's a leather-clad, helmeted man with some kind of a gun in his hand, and he's riding a motorcycle, which happens to be his homicycle. I thought, why not? For a couple bucks, I'm sure I'll get a couple laughs out of it. So this movie came out in 2014. It was released by SRS in 22. It's unrated, runs about 70 minutes running time. In a city riddled with corruption, drugs, and gangs, a veteran cop is murdered by a vicious kingpin, sparking a brutal crime wave. Only one man can stop the bloodshed, a brutal motorcycle-riding vigilante bent on bloody revenge called, you got it, Homicycle. This next one here is another one of the Nightmare Fuel line that they have for SRS Cinema. Part of the SRS Cinema Extreme and Unrated line called Tainted Blood. I believe I have this on VHS and Blu-ray. So now I have the trifecta. I also have the DVD now. And every time I see this cover, this reminds me of David Hess, who was he was a great actor. He always played a villain. He was always a real dirty bastard. You know, you watch the movies that he was in as the villain and you just hated him. He was that great of an actor. Like, you could actually hate the guy just watching how he performed his characters. You know, he was just a real slime ball, but it's not him, but it looks like him to me. And it looked like him wearing like a nylon over his head. That's what it looks like, but it's not David Hess. I looked already. This one came out in 2020. It's 80 minutes running time. This one's only in 480p, so it's about the equivalent of a VHS tape. But like I said earlier, some of these movies actually work better when they have a little bit lower quality, at least for me anyway. Some of these old movies, low budget shot on video movies, do not need to be squeaky clean, and actually it kind of hurts some of them if they're too clean. You can pick out perfections in the movie, or imperfections I should say. So just a quick synopsis here is: a disturbed drug-addicted killer, Steven, is forced to produce snuff films for an underworld crime organization to repay a debt. Mutilated bodies start to pile up. I don't want to read too much. I want you guys to check these out too. So that's Tainted Blood. That's a great cover. Not David Hess. Here's another one I have the VHS tape for, but I never owned it on disc. I don't have it on Blu-ray, and I just now have it on DVD. This is called The House on Cuckoo Lane. Be careful what you watch. can't rewind your mind. Let's see, this one, it doesn't say the year, but I think this one came, I'm gonna say like about 5 years ago. I'm gonna say it was like 2019, maybe 2020. That's what I'm guessing. This came out, and it was also in conjunction with MVD Visual, who also does great work. It kind of reminds me of like, what are those movies called? Like Blair Witch, the lost tape type movies. That's what this reminds me of. Found footage, that's what I was thinking of, found footage. Don't know if it is, but that's what it kind of seems like. The next one here is a triple feature called Dawn of the Animals. And the 3 movies you get in this set, you get Razor Teeth, and you get Peter Rottentail, which I also did purchase the Blu-ray. And if you go, you might want to check it, because they were selling autographed copies of Peter Rottentail. They were signed by the director on Blu-ray on the sleeve. You may still be able to get that, and it wasn't very expensive. It was, I think it was like $8 or $9. So you get Razor Teeth, and you get Peter Rottentail, and the third one is called World of the Exotic. I really can't read today. World of the Erotic Ape. And so Razor Teeth came out in 2005. Peter Rottentail also came out in 2005. And World of the Erotic Ape, 2002. It feels kind of light. Like, I think they're all on one disc. So they're pretty short movies, 70 minutes, 69 minutes. I thought this was a pretty good deal, and I think this was about $4, maybe $5 at the most. It was between $3 and $5, I would say. But that is the triple feature Dawn of the Animals. Here's another one that I have on VHS. This is called Night Feeder. Kind of a creature feature, and you got the throwback type artwork. I love it. Let's take a look here. You got the city in the background. You got the monstrous hand pulling at the beautiful victim. I really love that logo. For some reason, that just looks perfect. It looks really, really good. You okay, Haney? You okay? Good dogs. All right, so back to the movies here. This is the feature-length director's commentary track. You can get that with the bonus materials. Movie came out in 2021. I think this is a zombie movie now that I'm looking at the back. Maybe not a creature feature, but more of a zombie. But because it looks like that's a zombie face right there. It says, rising fear chokes the freewheeling underbelly of San Francisco's music, art, drug, punk scene as a killer stalks the night to feed an unspeakable appetite. Oh, I got to continue here for a second. It says, community suspicion focuses on the punk band Disease, tainted by groupie deaths allegedly induced by the drug DZS, and on, quote, the Creeper. That actually sounds pretty good, and if they have some decent punk music in there, I bet you this is a pretty fun watch. It almost looks like it's kind of a throwback to like the 80s. So I'm looking forward to watching this one. The next one is called Video Psycho. I really love these covers, man. These are really great. Check that link down below. Go check out, pick up some of these for your collection. Get them on the cheap. This one came out in 21. It's kind of made to look at how that blurry sort of 3D with the glasses used to look back in the day. It says Ryan is a drifter going from town to town looking for the perfect girlfriend. When he meets Kylie, he is instantly smitten. The only problem is Kylie already has a boyfriend named Rick, but Ryan won't let anyone stand in his way to be with Kylie. So how far will Ryan go for love? It's probably a better cover than the movie, but hey, you never know. Some of those psycho boyfriend or psycho killer type movies are pretty entertaining. And this is Video Psycho. I don't think I ever had this movie, so this is, I believe this is the first time for me. This is called City of the Vampires. That looks pretty awesome. As Sam Helling walks through the city of death, he shall fear no evil. (2019). Some pretty gory practical effects. This one looks pretty good to me, just by judging from the cover. A wrong turn and Sam Helling found himself lost in the city of Braddock. There he faced a terror so unspeakable that he left his own girlfriend, Christine, behind, trapped within its clutches. Take a look at that cover again. It's pretty awesome. And for those of you guys out there that are unfamiliar with SRS Cinema or Rosa Studios, if they have a new release, like say for example, this was a brand new release, and if you buy it early enough, they'll throw in a free poster and you would get a nice size poster of that image. But since these have been out for a while now and these were on clearance, there's no posters available. But I just wanted to let you know that in case, you know, somewhere down the road, you know, if you see something you like and it's a new release, you might want to grab it and get the free poster with it. So this next one, I almost didn't grab it. It looked pretty silly. But again, I think it was $3.95 for this. It's called now I know I'm going to mispronounce this, and there's several different ways that people pronounce this. It's called Cthulhu or Cthulhu Trilogy. And I think the lore about that monster and the name is it's spoken in a tongue that can't be pronounced by humans, or is that how the folklore about that goes from H.R. Lovecraft? But anyway, I'm going to call him Cthulhu just because. This is the Cthulhu Trilogy. And you get 3 movies, obviously. That's what a trilogy is. So you get Why Hans Wagner Hates the Starry Sky. You also get Cordelia's Children. And this one here at the bottom, I'm going to try my best. It's called Zekin Commando versus Cthulhu. And you get 3 commentary tracks. The movies came out in 2013, 14, and 15, and it's a running time of 238 minutes. And I'm just now noticing this. It says German with English subtitles, and it's in 1080p, which that's pretty great for a DVD. Now, that kind of threw me for a loop because I thought this was an Asian trilogy. Don't ask me why. I think I glanced at these guys up here and I thought this was an Asian trilogy. I didn't know it was German. Not that it matters, and I'm just only pointing out my mistake. But I know that the Japanese and the Germans both make some pretty twisted movies. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. I really do like German movies, and I love Japanese cinema too. So, but I'm kind of happy this is German. I'm looking forward to checking this out. Next one is another twin bill from the Nightmare Fuel line. Double feature from SRS Cinema, extreme and unrated. Double feature of Morbid. There's one movie here on the left, Morbid, and Screwdriver on the right. Have never owned either of these movies, have never seen either of these movies, but for a couple bucks, I'm willing to roll a dice on it. And you get some blood-soaked bonus features here. You get a full-length commentary for Morbid. You also get a full-length commentary for Screwdriver, Trailers, and more. 154 minutes running time. And down here in the corner it says it's in redneck or English. That's pretty funny. And these movies apparently came out in 21. I don't know if that means that's when the movies were made or that's when they were released by SRS, but I would guess that it's probably a little bit older than 21, but maybe it's just made to look that way. Double Dose of Terror. You can probably watch these back to back like an old drive-in type movie, so I think that sounds like a lot of fun to me. The next one here, I tried to buy this on VHS a couple years ago and it sold out, so I never got it. But now I have it on DVD, and this is also part of the Nightmare Fuel line from the SRS Cinema Extreme and Unrated collection, I guess. It's called Tales from Deep Hell. And you can see the anguish in that forever photo, right? You can see his face and the mouth of each screaming soul. This one looks like it's pretty gory. It says, fall into deep hell and experience bizarre and bloody stories. This one is also in Italian. You can watch it in English subtitles. 2022. So it looks like the movie was made in 21 and it was released on DVD in 2022. Here's another nice logo. This is Sub Rosa Studios' 30-year anniversary logo. That's awesome. I think that's the first time I have that logo on anything I have from SRS, and I have quite a pretty decent collection from them. I really like to support the independent filmmakers and some of these small, companies, these movie releasing companies. I'm really going to be sad the day that these guys go. I'm not saying that I don't have any inside information, but I don't think they're going away anytime soon, put it that way. But if they ever leave, I will be very, very sad about that. Next one is called Transgression, the Director's Cut. Another masked killer slasher type movie. You know how ridiculous YouTube is getting lately? If I say slasher movie in my videos, they hold it for several days, sometimes up to a week or more, where I can't monetize my videos. Not that it doesn't matter to me. The little chump change that I get from YouTube, I just put back into my movies. So it's not anything serious like that. But if I say like slasher movies in my videos, they wait. First they tell me that it can't be monetized until it's reviewed. So you have to go in manually and request for YouTube to review the video. And sometimes it takes them over a week to give the yes or no. And of course, a small channel like mine, within a week, nobody's watching anymore. I only get, the first maybe 2 or 3 days tops, people will watch this video. And then after that, I won't get any views on this. So by the time they do say it's okay to monetize, there's nobody going to watch anyway. So it's pretty, I hope that there's going to be a competitor on this kind of a platform. And as soon as I can, I would like to get rid of YouTube and go somewhere else. They have pretty ridiculous rules. I mean, you can't even say slasher movie. And it's not like I'm promoting it, and I don't mean to complain to you guys. I'm just letting you know it bothers me a little bit, but whenever I upload my videos, I say it's not for children. There's a little box that you can check. Is it for children, yes or no? And I always say, no, this is not for children. So it's not like I'm giving any young minds any ideas, Anyway, so this is the director's cut of Transgression. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there so you guys kind of know what I'm going through with this little channel. But I'm not going to let them bring me down. I enjoy this as a little hobby for me. And like I said, if they throw me a couple bucks here and there, I just put it back into the collection anyway. So I just think it's the principle of it, that they can kind of hold that hostage over me. I don't know. Let me know how you feel about that. Here's another set here that was pretty intriguing, and it kind of jumped out at me. This is called Shot by Night. This is the Byron C. Miller collection. Again, it's pretty light, so I think it's all on one DVD, but these are 8 rare and never before seen shot on video shorts from the collection of Byron C. Miller. And let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here, give you a cleaner view. So you get the creeps, you get It Thing, you get Terror in the Woods, you get The Slaughter, The Closet Monster, The Possessed, Trailers, and Fragments. I thought that sounds like a fun little collection to have. And some of these are pretty rare, I guess. So The Creeps is it's a new cut from the rare shot on video movie made in 1995 when he was in school, apparently. And It Thing was had never before been released, so he made that when he was in school in '94. I think that's pretty cool to have something like that. So we're kind of getting down to the nitty gritty here. We have this one on the bed, and I think there's 5 more after this. Now this one, I'm pretty sure I have this one on Blu-ray, possibly VHS. So now I have it on DVD, called Night of Doom, part of the Nightmare Fuel Extreme and Unrated SRS Cinema. And this one came out in 2020. It was released by SRS in 21. And you can see some of the gory still photos there. In an unspecified future, society is on the brink. Cities are divided into sectors. Does that sound familiar? Violence and brutal murders are on the agenda, and a mysterious drug is tearing through the population. The drug's called Doom. Great cover. I think I have that poster too. Here is a DVD compilation from Todd Sheets, who is a great director, film director. This is called Sheets of Gore. It's a great cover too. So in this set, you get Gore Master Todd Sheets has been piling on the blood and guts for nearly 3 decades with such shot-on-video cult classics as Zombie Bloodbath, have it, Goblin, Violent New Breed, and many more. He does a lot better than those. He did the Bone Hill Yard. If you guys like werewolf movies, check out Todd Sheets' Bone Hill Yard. It's really good. He's a great guy too. Oh, it says right here, Bone Hill Road and Clownado. I haven't seen Clownado yet. Now see where the gore began with Todd's earliest shorts in this compilation video, Not for the Squeamish or Faint of Heart. So if you're a shot-on-video fan or just a fan of you know, old-time, not old-time, but kind of throwback horror movies to like the late 70s and into the 80s, you'll love something like this. This was released in 2020. Really glad to have this. I think I'm going to upgrade this though at some point. I'm going to keep this sealed. I know this is on Blu-ray, and I'm going to grab that, but I'm surprised I don't have it already. Todd Sheets, Sheets of Gore. I also like anthology type movies, and this is called Necrologies. I haven't seen it yet. It does have Linnea Quigley in it, and she's always a treat. I really like Linnea Quigley. And it says the tagline there, "The dead shall tell more tales." Haven't seen it yet. There's the very lovely Linnea. And this looks pretty good. I mean, you can definitely tell it's low budget, but you know, if you go into movies like this not expecting a whole lot or realizing that it's going to be very low budget, you can have a lot of fun with these kind of movies. This one came out in 2020. It says it was produced and directed by 5 independent French filmmakers. Necrology is a horror homage to the 1980s anthology movies like Creepshow or Tales from the Crypt. And those are both very fun movies. They set the bar high, but hey, why not? It probably helped to sell some of the titles. Next one I've never seen before. I've never owned it on any format. This is called The Son of Devil. And I'll be honest with you, I think the cover is amazing, and it was only a couple bucks. Why not? To me, that cover's worth $2. That's pretty awesome, I think. So, this might be a Hindu, like an Indian movie. Indian dot, not Indian feathers. The legend is back, Gora, with his first full-length feature film, nearly 3 hours, written, directed, and starring Gora. Yeah, this looks like it's, what do they call them? They don't call it Hindu. I think they call it Bollywood, but I don't know if this would really be considered Bollywood. This is more of like a low budget. There's not a whole lot of info on the back about it. It looks like this is the Blu-ray though. It looks like it has the Blu-ray logo in a, come on, focus. You can do it. Your Apple 15, iPhone 15, you can certainly focus. I mean, that's the least you can do. It looks like it's Blu-ray, but it's in a DVD case. Son of Devil. Okay, 2 more here. We have Mother, a boy's best friend. I'm assuming that this is kind of a low-budget knockoff of maybe Psycho, or maybe the Ed Gein story. Never seen it, never owned it before. It looks like it might be kind of like the Ed Gein or Psycho. An elderly woman and her middle-aged son form an unhealthily strong bond in their remote farmhouse, of course, yes, where the son tends to his mother's every need. So yes, it's definitely a Ed Gein ripoff or Psycho ripoff, or, you know, those are all the same story pretty much. Although Hollywood did take some liberties and it wasn't exactly accurate. Texas Chainsaw was not accurate. Psycho was not accurate. But it was, there was enough similarities there to make it interesting. And this is a film by Michael DePaolo. You also get a bonus short called Brutal Ardor. The movie came out the movie was released on DVD in 2021. Looks like it's black and white, possibly. I don't know. The still frames still shots are black and white. It doesn't say in the back. And the last one is another, I really enjoy these kind of movies, like an inner city, busy city slasher movie called American Driller Killer. I don't think I've ever owned this one either. I have Detroit Driller Killer. This is not the same movie. This one actually looks pretty good. I like the inner city, kind of the grimy, brutal killings in these kind of movies like this. A struggling screenwriter is driven to violence by the noise and decay of the city. Look at how they spelled noise. Violence by the noise. He was bothered by noises and decay of the city around him. The silence, 2 silences. Maybe I wrote this. Hell, I mean, I can't even talk or read. To silence his demons, he lashes out with an electric power drill. So that was the last DVD, and I'm looking in the box and I don't see an itemized list here, but they did throw me in. Let me show you this really quick. And this movie's coming in my second box, but I don't think they knew I ordered this because they shipped this one before I even ordered the second one. But check this, this is pretty cool. It's the DVD sleeve for Deadly Playthings, which is a Mark Polonia movie from the Polonia brothers. And this one was actually signed by Mark Polonia, so I thought that's pretty awesome. And I'm sure you guys are aware of the Polonia brothers. They were like the pioneers and the giants of shot on video, and they've been making movies for years. And unfortunately, Mark is the only Polonia brother left, but he makes movies with his son, and I really enjoy their stuff. They have a lot of stuff going back to mostly to the 80s, the early 80s and into the 90s. They made a lot of, they weren't afraid to. They were doing stuff like this before YouTube and everybody had a cell phone with a camera, but they would carry cameras around and record each other, record, make movies. And they had a lot of duds before they started making good stuff, but that's what you got to do. You got to get out and try, right? Same thing with YouTube. There's going to be days when the videos are terrible and some days are going to be okay, but anyway, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this little unboxing from Rosa Studios. Go check out that link down below. Go over to their page, and if you look at the top of the screen, when you get to their website, there was a little, I believe it was a red box, and I think it says something like closeout or clearance or something to that effect. And if you click that box, it'll take you to all the movies. And like I said, it's like 99.5% DVDs, if you don't mind that. There's a couple Blu-rays. You'll be able to scroll through and pick out, maybe a couple, maybe a bunch. Hopefully, I gave you some ideas here. If you've seen any of these and you want to talk about them a little bit, please feel free to do so. I think that's about it for now. So for Miss Hannah and Miss Heidi, I'm your boy Toddy Walnuts, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.